Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashim. This is Sunday's workout. It's back and biceps and it's a lot of high volume training. I'm just going to briefly give you guys an overview of the exercises that I did. I did weighted pull-ups, lat pull downs, dumbbell rows, cable rows, and then for biceps I did hammer curls and preacher curls. Last week my schedule was really messed up, so therefore I wasn't able to put in as much time as I wanted to, and this workout was skipped. So this week I was really looking forward to back and biceps. It is one of my favorite workouts. I started off with weighted pull-ups, and the volume over here, if you look at it and if you compare to my previous weeks, is actually a little less because I wanted to be conservative and just I didn't really want to push myself and go balls to the wall, not just yet. So I've left room for that, and I'm trying really hard to make sure that every single rep has good quality. I know that one of the criticisms that critiques that Eric had regarding my weighted pull-ups is the fact that I'm not crossing my chin over the bar, so I am trying to work on that. And at the same time, I don't want to lose that maximal end strength that I have, because after all, moving 70 pounds added to me even a little bit is a lot, and I love this exercise. So even for example, this body weight set that I have at the end of 12 reps, I'm actually able to go either 13 or 15 reps with this, but I just stopped at 12 and I wanted to be conservative and not really push myself. After this, you guys are going to see me doing lat pull downs, and I want to make a note of this because I know that sometimes when some of y'all, when you look at my my numbers and the overview sheet that the title slide that you guys see, I know that you all notice the plus, plus signs that are thrown in there because I'm doing, for example, 10 reps plus 5 reps or whatever. In this case, with this particular set, it's 100 for 20, but after this I'm going to be doing 112.5 for 10 plus 3 or 12 plus 5, whatever. So it's not a formal rest pause set. This is what a rest pause set is supposed to be, but I'm not intentionally doing it DC style or anything like that, so don't get confused with this stuff. It's just me doing a few reps and then taking a little bit of a break and then doing a few more reps before calling it a day for that set. So that's all this is about. It's just my way of adding in more and more volume, and I'm going to keep doing that, and I'm going to progress on it till I hit a certain number, after which I'm going to add some weight. So I've already bumped up the weight this week. Normally I start off with 87.5 pounds. In this week it's 100. So there is progress, and I'm trying to do this exercise with as strict form as possible. The thing is that if you guys notice, this lat pull down machine is a little weird. My knees, if I really wanted to brace my legs, I have to slide all the way in. If I slide all the way in, then that means I'm going to lean behind, because otherwise the bar is going to bang into my head. So I don't want the bar to dent my bald head anymore. So so that's why I have to sit a little bit out, and that does limit me with the weight. But luckily I'm doing high reps, so it's not an issue. But if I ever wanted to do lower reps and heavier weight, this would definitely become an issue. And I'm trying to lock out my elbows on every single rep. That's one of the things that I've noticed, because as someone who's come from a maximal end strength background, and when I say that, I mean that for the last 5-6 years I haven't done anything other than the basic compound movements, and that too for low reps and a lot of heavy weight. So given that, when I started doing lat pull downs, one of the problems that I had is that I wasn't locking out all the reps, because I've seen videos of bodybuilders, like Rich Piana and Mark Lobliner and stuff. You see all these guys and the way they train, and you notice that, oh yeah, half reps are okay or whatever, not going full out, not locking out is okay. But that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to lock out. So with dumbbell rows, I have been having a problem, and it's extremely frustrating. But I have a tendency to where when I row, the dumbbell rolls forward ahead of my shoulder, ahead of my waist, so it's not moving in a perfectly up and down line, and that's been annoying Eric, and that's been annoying me. So I was really hoping that with 140 that wouldn't happen, but I think that still happened. I tried to do a lot of reps with 60. I tried to keep my head up, and I thought maybe that would force the dumbbell to move in that straight arc, well, not in an arc but in a straight line, but I don't think that happened. I don't know what's going on. I'm not intentionally doing this. I am intentionally trying my level best to keep the dumbbell as close to my leg as possible, and to just move it in an up and down fashion, and not with this slanting arc. So this is a rest pause set as well. It's 10 reps and then 20 reps and then 10. So I got 30 reps. This is a lot. I've never done 60 for 30. I haven't done anything for 30 reps before, so this is new, and the burn was there for sure. I won't lie to you guys. Now that if I'm going to do this bodybuilding day properly, I'm going to make sure that I embrace every single aspect of it and not do it half-assed. So you won't hear me compensating for the light weights with some utter nonsense. What I will say is that This stuff, the high rep stuff that causes a pump, I love that feeling. It's good. It's a cool feeling. It's new. Though I will say that even with the heavier weight, with 140 and stuff like that, you do feel it. It's not like you don't feel it, but it's different. It's not like your range of motion is gonna get. It's not like when you get done and you step up and away from the dumbbell and the bench that you feel like your back is locked into place because of the amount of blood flow that's there. So this is different. So rest pause sets, for those of you who are very new to it, it's just basically doing a few reps, taking a little bit of a breather. So I'd rest, I think, less than 20 seconds, and then you do a few more reps. It's not really set in stone, and the way I'm going to progress in the future is that I'm going to keep trying to add reps either to the first mini set or the second mini set. But overall, each total the total reps per set is going to go up. So I'm going to focus on that. I love cable rows, and I was doing cable rows wrong. Well, not wrong, but I was doing them with way too much weight when I really shouldn't. So I've reduced the weight a lot. This is not what I'm used to. I have been doing 170 for 4, 180 for 3, and stuff like that. But those days will come again. I'm just trying to make sure that I pack on as much muscle as possible right now. Though my body is weird. If I go for, I already don't look like I lift a lot of weight. That's why most people, they accuse me of doing roids, because they think that, hey, if he's doing 500 plus deadlifts for reps and sets week in and week out, and he looks the way he looks, he must be on something. But I'm not on anything. And the thing is that in my country, in my neck of the woods, most people are very honest with their drug usage, and I think that's nice. I know that from a cynical point of view, they should be honest about it, because that way they can push their drugs as well, so if you're honest about what you take, then the opposite person is going to want to be interested in it as well, and you can make a sale. So I get that economic aspect is there, but however, I'm glad that people are honest about it. So anyway, my point is that given the fact that I'm not on anything, and my diet is mediocre, I just get my protein and everything else is whatever, and if I go for a week out on a vacation or something like that, and I come back, anyone who sees me is going to think that this guy has never set foot in the gym, and the strength doesn't go, but the muscles get completely depleted, and well, they just gas out, I guess. So I've been trying to change my workout routine and adopt a 9-day rotation, and Eric and I have been talking about it because of work and other commitments. I'm not able to. I was having a hard time just sticking to a 7-day rotation, and maybe in the future I will be forced to shift to 9 days. But what I wanted to do is I didn't want to move the deadlift frequency from once a week to once every 9 days. I think that's too little. So I wanted to perhaps do a heavy session in the middle of those 9 days, because what happens with me is that if I take such a long break, I tend to detrain, so we're still working on it, but yeah. Alright, so I want to make a note about biceps over here. I have mentioned regarding biceps before that I experience a little bit of shoulder pain when I do regular hammer curls on my right shoulder. That's gone. So that's the good news. Good news is I have no more pain over there. So when I did that last set, and I didn't really talk about it at the time, but when I did it, I forced my elbows out and I tried to keep everything straight, stiff. With these preacher curls, I am pausing the dumbbell on the bench, because that's what Eric instructed me to do in order to get that full range of motion. I wasn't supposed to go half-assed on this either, so I'm doing it to the best of my ability, and I'm going a little bit past failure, because on the last rep I stop when it fails, so I stop at the bottom. Alright guys, that's all that I have to talk about. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I really appreciate your love and support. Thank you very much.